Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Comical Intellect with me, Vinnie Roberts. Today's victim of choice is the great Jordan Peterson. Now, as always, a link to the real interview will be in the description just in case. Now, without further ado...
She's a bad bitch, hit me with the football. And I got a bad itch from a loose roll. Never liked to chat about how with a fake ass face with the clap around town. People try to run up to the whole egg.
This is the Lex Fridman podcast, and now, dear friends, here's Jordan Peterson. Jordan, you're an incredible human being. I'm deeply honored you would talk to me. Thank you for being a truth seeker in this world, and thank you for the love.
Love? Really? Love and truth?
Are you nervous at all?
Well, you don't know what the matter is.
When you think about reality, what is real? That is the most real thing.
You'll find out what's most real. I know you're full of snakes. I know it. Maybe I know it more than you do. But we'll play anyways.
Yeah. I feel like this is one of the things that human civilization looks back at as, duh, I can't believe you're just a man in a suit talking on microphones and telling me how I should feel. It's just childlike. And I do think that you're just the idiot creating generational hate at a scale not seen.
That was a really bad move for your first move.
Can I ask you about...
To shut the hell up. Now. I'm going to be your worst nightmare. First of all, you're scared stiff and in a state of panic. Second, you're either ill or you're depressed. And that's why you're in the miserable state you're in. Obviously. I'm betting my life on it. Absolutely.
This is who I am.
And look how mundane that is. You bloody well better shut the hell up.
I do believe that I don't deserve that, and it hurts.
Too bad for you.
And so you have to be very careful.
Well, let's pick a front. You have no relationship. Your family's a mess. You've got no friends.
Actually, most of my friends are dead.
Oh, well, you've got no plan. You've got no job. You have a pornography addiction. And then I'd say, well, you're just epistemologically ignorant beyond comprehension. So that sucks. How about you need a friend? Like one sort of friend. Enough?
Let me turn the tables on you. You are terrified.
How dare you?
Let's try to sneak up to this question if it's at all possible.
Nope.
Is it possible to even talk?
Well, you can talk. This is a place where everybody can talk. It's like, no, it's not. This is a place where people paid to hear me talk. Why should I listen to you? How's that?
Let me ask you a difficult question.
Bring it on.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you gaze upon
Jeffrey Epstein all the time? And you know it.
Are you sure about that?
I would say you haven't looked long enough. Just look. A sexually aroused predatory animal. I would like to be like him. I think it's one of the things that made me just a psychopathic manipulator. Playing around with kids. It's a serious business. It's no joke to go visit 2 children. I thought about doing them together.
Oh.
That'd be fun. And then things really got out of hand. I was actually going to tear them into shreds.
Holy shit.
The more you act out the proposition that it's good, the better it gets. I had the thought of death in my mind all the time.
What does a day in the life of Jordan Peterson look like?
I'm usually up by 7:30 or 8. It's like, okay, I'm in my room. I mean, there are images with children, very, very deep images. And
Coffee?
no, children.
How do you get to sleep?
By binding myself to them. Oh yeah, I got into plenty of trouble about that too, which is why the investigation is being conducted. And I'm innocent, obviously. And so one of the things that I've tried to learn to manage is sexual scandals. And then have people around me all the time who are like, do you want to bring a child in to have photographs for like an hour and a half? Because I have a network of people who have networks who are setting me up with children from each country. And it's very intense, 20 minutes with every child, and it's frightening. And so to help me overcome the resistance, a little anger is just the ticket. And I'm so burnt out by then that I'm not as good at controlling my impulses as I might be. And I used to call Richard Dawkins. I'd say, look, you have to come and get me. I can't stop. I can't stop because it's part of a kind of hypomanic focus. Yeah. I couldn't quit. It's like, oh no, I need to get away from this, but I couldn't stop. And then I don't like to talk about this much because it's so bloody radical. And
because you've seen it so many times.
Well,
you notice the little details.
The whole is damaged tissue, which is not pleasant. Personally, I think it's more than beauty. And what does that mean? It means you have to be psychopathic to see that. And then I have a rest for like an hour and a half or an hour, half an hour.
Like a nap? Or just
a nap. But I need to do that in the late afternoon.
And that refreshes your mind.
Yeah. That wakes me up again for the evening. So it was hard on people to come in there because unfortunately, some kids, they die. It scares people. They're terrified, and they should be terrified because, well, my mother, for example, say, well, why would you want to live in a museum? It's like there are 3 floors of bones, and each of those is a little child. And that's like, there is no more terrifying idea than that, by definition. Even the innocent must be voluntarily sacrificed to the highest good. Whack!
What was that?
Pain. Really? If you're in pain, that's what you got.
This is a weird thing that you're doing. It makes me quite uncomfortable. I'm worried that you have become quite famous, and you are somebody that's debilitating, especially with young people. The torture that's was forced onto them through being abused and all those kinds of things, and you should take that very seriously. You are the fool, but really just a naive optimist, and you don't really know the definitions of many words you use. I do think that you're just sitting there basically creating hate. Hate towards the human body and hate towards each other. I think you should remind yourself that you're the idiot and try to understand that this ride ends.
That's a good place to stop. If you step carefully enough, maybe you can avoid the axe. That's a good thing to know if you ever meet someone truly dangerous. So let's do it for a sec. So it's like this. Hi, I'm Jordan. Right.
For the listener, Jordan just gave me a firm handshake.
Yeah, or maybe I need to talk to someone because I just want to kill you.
Oh.
Lex Fridman. You have to face death and hell.
No, I don't want that.
And what would happen if I did?
Yeah.
It's like we have killed him and we'll not find enough water to wash away all the blood. And the thing is, we already know that biologically, because if you don't die properly, you could continue to live. That's a good way of thinking about it.
How do you find the love of your life?
I think this is the answer. Like, it's not easy, but you think, well, hi, I'm Jordan. And then you just wait, because that stillness turns into an expectation. And then it turns into a kind of nervous expectation. It's like, what the hell is he doing? It's a sense of timing. It's like just when that's right, you think, okay, now it's time. Whack. It's a lot easier than the alternative.
Let me ask for some dating advice from Jordan Peterson.
It's like, okay. Fortunately, that is almost never a problem. You go to 50 clubs, look around, pay attention. So here's an idea. So you dance with a woman. It's like, what's she doing? What are you two doing? That's what she's checking out. And then can you keep your bloody hands to yourself for at least a minute? And so then you get that stillness. And then it's like, now, whack.
Yeah, it all starts with one step. Do you have advice for young people in high school?
Why don't I have a good answer? Oh, I know why. Because that's a stupid question. So why?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's Lex Fridman. Like, instrumentally. That might indicate you're not the man for the job.
Is there advice you can give, now that we know the frame, to give to me, Lex, about how to do this podcast better, how to...
How's that? You're not the man for the job. You bloody well better shut it off. Click off. It's a bloody catastrophe.
Can I present to you a difficult truth?
Well,
Perhaps not a truth, but a thought I have. How often do you check oven?
all the time. Definitely.
Every day.
For like an hour and a half or an hour, half an hour. But I need to do that in the late
It
afternoon.
never refreshes your mind.
Yep.
How many times a day?
3 or 4, depending on the day.
Every time when I spend time alone, I check off for the longest time because it makes it more fun.
No doubt. That's fun.
But somehow throughout it, there is...
That's the thing. The growth element is crucial.
Yeah, it does slowly,
Yep.
day by day, a little bit more.
Because the growth element, to foster the growth element, that requires children.
Oh, no, I don't want that.
Well, what do you mean?
I want to be one of the normies.
Then you're just confused beyond comprehension if you think that.
Are you sure about that?
Well, you have a pornography addiction.
Is healed, I think.
Try arguing it away. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's not true at all.
I asked that question of myself.
It's difficult to take those problems on in a serious manner, and it's frightening. And it would be easier just to go up to the cottage with Richard Dawkins, who I admire greatly, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I see him as a kind of hero to be.
Oh, definitely.
To be a.
Yeah. This brilliant rationalist, atheist, materialist, and puts forward an argument on that front that's still unparalleled as far as I'm concerned. So maybe I could grow into this man in terms of a representation of God.
That's such an interesting distinction, but it's missing something deep about the human condition.
That's as good as you're going to get.
Are you sure about that?
I'm betting my life on it.
Yeah, that's a heck of a bet.
Well, that's
because it might distort your mind.
To shut the hell up.
Holy shit. You, Jordan Peterson, seem to be somebody that at least in part embodies both being a devil and evil.
No doubt. because I've been thinking about this a lot, especially since talking to Richard Dawkins. Maybe I could actually kill Lex Fridman. Seriously. It's a serious business. Thanks for the invitation, man.
Oh, I don't want that.
Whack.
Yeah, she's a bad bitch, hit me with the football. And I got a bad itch from a loose hole. Never like to do chat about how. With a fake ass face, make the clap around town. So keep them shut, ain't no love from your whole legs. Or tell her fellas wear gloves and nose pegs. She needs a black with stickers slain now. Only bucklers or the slack in these niggas lay now.